Hi everyone, I'm Scott Fritz from Stranded on a Planet, here for Groove3.com. In this video we're going to take a look at two very exciting and innovative features in Studio One 3.0. A central part of Studio One 3.0 is the Arranger track, which provides fast and intuitive rearranging of a song by copying, moving, or deleting entire song sections with a simple drag and drop. We access the Arranger track along the top of the Arrange window via the Open Arranger track icon here. Once we have the Arranger track open, you'll see the Arranger area along the top of the uppermost track, directly below the timeline. The Arranger track has its own inspector that shows a list of all Arranger sections of a song, which we can see by clicking on the Arranger tab and opening the inspector if it isn't already open in our project. By holding down Command on Mac and hovering over the Arranger area in the inspector, we'll see our cursor transform into a paint tool, with which we can draw in our song sections. By default, the first block we paint in will be called Intro. We can draw this as long or as short as we want while holding Command and drawing across. Releasing Command will allow us to hover over the edges of our newly created song section and expand or contract it just like a MIDI region. While this block is selected, we can change the color of the section by either right-clicking on the section and mouse-clicking on the color box, which reveals our full color palette, or by locating the color block selector in the inspector and clicking there. We can rename the section by double-clicking on the intro text in the same section of the inspector, or by double-clicking directly on the name section in the Arranger area. We can then add in as many sections as we like throughout the rest of the song, repeating the painting, coloring, and naming process for each section. Now, if we wish to move any or all sections of the song, we can simply click and drag on any section, or shift-click on several sections and drag them elsewhere in the project with our mouse. All track regions will move with our Arranger block. And if we want to duplicate sections, we can press Command on Mac while mouse-clicking to see our plus icon appear, the same as it appears when moving any individual regions around in order to duplicate the entire section or sections of the song. It's as simple as that. We can now freely move, rearrange, or delete entire song sections in an instant. Which brings us to our next exciting and industry-first feature in Studio One 3.0, which is the introduction of scratch pads. No other timeline-based sequencer or digital audio workstation has anything like this. Scratch pads allow us to have multiple Arrange windows active and editable within the same project, and always a mouse click away. It's a unique feature that will change the way people create and arrange their projects. Oftentimes we want to try different versions of a song or song section, but we're afraid of messing up the arrangement. Scratch pads provide a powerful and easy-to-use way to experiment with different arrangements or versions of a section without the hassle of saving multiple copies, pulling up multiple projects, or working our way back through an undo history. Along the top of our toolbar is the new Scratch Pad icon. Clicking on this icon creates a vertical split of the timeline, as you can see here. We can drag and expand or contract this split location as we see fit. The song arrangement we have is now on the left, and the Scratch Pad is on the right of the divider. Now we can simply and very easily drag events, parts, or even entire Arranger sections from left to right, or of course create a copy. We simply click on either side to change the playback focus. When we are playing back from the Scratch Pad, our timeline display along the bottom of the screen will turn blue to indicate that we're playing from the Scratch Pad as well. Now we can freely edit or manipulate our files as we like from the Scratch Pad, with no consequence to our original project files, contents, or location. The Scratch Pad always has the exact same track and console layout as the main arrangement as well, so we can do our edits and creative experiments inside the Scratch Pad, independently from the main arrangement. And when we're satisfied with our results, we simply drag the Scratch Pad contents back anywhere inside the main arrangement. It's that easy. By default, any track or tracks dragged from the Scratch Pad to the main Arrange window are a duplicate, so as not to delete our Scratch Pad tracks. However, option clicking on Mac while dragging tracks to the Arrange window gives us the option to replace the events in our main arrange window with those of our scratch pad if we like. We can create multiple scratch pads for every song, and all their contents will be automatically saved within the song. No more need to create multiple song versions, and no more need to copy elements of a song to some space far down the timeline for future retrieval. By clicking on the scratch pad text along the top of the arrange area, we see the option to rename or duplicate the current scratch pad. We can also add or delete a scratch pad from this menu. We will always know which scratch pad we are on by the name in this box. Going back to our Arranger Track Inspector, we also have the option to add or delete a scratch pad directly from the Arranger Track Inspector. And of course, we are free to copy full sections of a song from our main arrange window to a scratch pad by using our Arranger Track song blocks. So, as you can see, combined with the Arranger Track, scratch pads are a very powerful editing and creative tool that will change the way people work on timeline-based sequencers.